You'll read that this book is about the origins of racism. Allen couldn't be more emphatic. He goes, my book is not about and does not pretend to be about racism. It is about the white race, the true peculiar institution, its origin and method of functioning as the most general form of class collaboration. He goes further, and he goes, indeed, I generally stay away from using the word racism because of the ambiguity that, the ruinous ambiguity which white supremacists have managed to put. Because race, if you use racism in general, oh, black people are racist, you know, you get all that. He goes, no, the focus is on white supremacism. If I've ever forced to use it, I'll use white racism and put it in quotes, but focus on what I'm talking about. Okay, purpose of Volume 1. The reason Allen writes Volume 1, and I should have had this here, he thinks the real stumbling block is this whole notion of basing our understanding of race on phenotype. So he goes, in Volume 1, he wants to cut the ground under from that understanding of race. Go on. He begins by reviewing the debate over slavery, racism, which came first. It's very interesting. That's the introduction. It's a very worthwhile read for people. He reviews a lot of the historians' good points and bad points. Sean? He divides the historians who've written on our topic into two basic categories: the psychocultural, Jordan, Degler, socioeconomic, and he mentions a number of them, including Morgan, you know, the Hanlons, Eric Williams, people may be familiar with. And he says he wants to strengthen this side of the argument because there are certain apparent weaknesses amongst the socioeconomics. Of all the historians writing in that early period, when he's starting now in the 70s, the one who he thinks really nails it pretty well is Lerone Bennett Jr. If people are not familiar with Bennett, Bennett's a Morehouse graduate. He's the senior editor of Ebony magazine for many years. He writes Before the Mayflower, which many people have read, a host of other very important books, including his book, The Shaping of Black America, which I highly recommend, particularly Chapter 3, The Road Not Taken, right? And Bennett places the argument on the three, what Allen calls the three essential bearing points from which it cannot be toppled. And these are similar to what Allen argues, those three main theses, right? Go on, Sean.